Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me today for a quick installment of Slab and Gab here on the channel. We're going to take a look today at a pair of slabs courtesy of the 1991 Topps Desert Shield release. And basically the premise here, these are the same as 1991 Topps flagship baseball cards, which was one of the last sets to be issued with standard cardboard stock, very similar to what was used, all the way back into the 50s. But these particular cards are stamped with a Desert Shield foil stamp and were issued overseas to folks who were fighting in the conflict in the Middle East in the early 90s. And so they are thought to be quite a bit rarer or scarcer than the regular 1991 Topps cards, which are not scarce in any way. So these do cost typically a little bit more than that. And they're kind of a cool early parallel. So there weren't a lot of parallels, if you really think about it, that go all the way back to the early 90s. And so I think this is kind of an earlier example of a parallel card, and I've enjoyed these over the years. I don't have too many of them, but I do have two that I picked up because they feature players that I like, and they feature really nice photographs. They're actually both the horizontal card layout, and the first one is card number 500 on the checklist. One of the guys who was my big three as far as childhood collecting or player collections go, Mr. Will Clark of the San Francisco Giants. Love the shot here, just presumably, lined a single over the infield and dropped the bat and is about to head off towards first base. Great example of the photography that I think was a kind of a standout in the 91 Topps set. The backs of these are exactly the same as the base cards. And then you can see in the upper right, you have the Desert Shield, Operation Desert Shield foil stamp with the palm tree over the shield. Pretty cool and unique, kind of oddball Will Clark card there for his collection. And then the other one that I have to go with it, Will Clark is not in the Hall of Fame, but this gentleman is. But I didn't pick this one out solely because it features a Hall of Famer. I picked it out because it's one of my favorite action shots on any baseball card that I can think of. It sort of reminds me of like 1973 Topps and some of those crazy horizontal action shots that they had in that set. And it is card number 170, Carlton Fisk. And I think I've shown this card before in buyback format. I have a 2017 Topps Rediscover buyback of this card, and here we have the Operation Desert Shield parallel. And I just love the photograph here. Check this out. Fisk is at the plate. He's already ditched his mask. He's waiting for the ball to come in as Cecil Fielder charges down the line towards home, ready to kind of bowl him over. And Fielder was probably a pretty imposing presence, sprinting down the third base line at you. And I love his teammate in the background here, telling Fielder to get down into a slide because it looks like Fisk is about to intercept the ball. So this is a setup for a classic collision at the plate, and just a very memorable photograph here from 1991 Topps. I think it pairs nicely with the Will Clark, both being in PSA Mint 9 slabs from this kind of obscure parallel set. Here's a look at the back of the Fisk as well. Crazy career stats. He had been in the league, obviously going all the way back into the late 60s. So he has very, very small print on the back of his card, but just a neat one and a photograph that I like. So it's cool. In addition to having the regular base card of the Fisk, it's neat to have a buyback and now the Desert Shield to go with that in that little collection as well. So I picked these two up quite a few years back now, and you can tell because they lack the hologram on the PSA flip. I've probably had these 10 years or more, maybe 12 years or more in the collection. And I think they're the only two graded Desert Shield cards that I have. So just thought I would lump them together today and feature them in a quick video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any Desert Shield cards in your collection, would love to hear about it in the comments below, or any thoughts that you have on this parallel set. And in the meantime, I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll be back in the near future with some more sports card content. Until then, enjoy the hobby.